Hello, I'm BMillzebub and welcome to my channel. You may notice something different about me. I actually got a new pair of glasses. They're the right prescriptions, so my vision is much better and I'm enjoying that. But you may or may not have heard that there is a global pandemic going on right now. So I figured what I'd do is talk to you a little bit about what my life in quarantine's been like. So pour yourself a drink, sit down, and hit the intro, Neil. And if you ask me, our days are numbered, falling one by one. It seems to me somewhere we blundered with by faith and trust. I'm sure pretty much all of you are as tired as me, or not, maybe not tired, but burned out about hearing about quarantine and the pandemic and all of that. I mean, yes, it's important to talk about and, get regular updates, but when it's literally the only topic of conversation, it burns you out quick. But I'm not really here to talk about that as much as getting that, particular illness would be rather painful for me because it's a respiratory illness and I have asthma, which is a chronic respiratory issue. But I'm here to talk a little bit more about my quarantine. I mean, you know that meme that's been going around the internet a few different times lately? It took going on quarantine to learn that my lifestyle was called quarantine meme. That basically is my life. If I'm not at work, I'm either in this room on this computer that I'm using to record this video right now, or I'm in that room watching TV or playing video games, or more likely sleeping. So my life is really uneventful. Which, whew, damn, I'm boring. Ladies, if you want a boring guy that will go nowhere and do nothing, apparently I'm your guy because I don't do shit. But it probably doesn't help that I live in a small town where there isn't shit to do anyway, so maybe the cure to my ill is moving to a city. Although they're hit harder in pandemics than little shit towns like mine. But quarantine, because I keep getting thrown off the conversation. I don't know why I do this. I genuinely don't. But yeah, most of my time I'm just kind of hanging out around my place anyway. I don't know. It's strange how boring my life is. And when I was in my 20s, I would actually go out and have fun. Oh, what a difference a decade makes. But when I'm not here, I'm at work because I work in retail. I am considered essential, although I do kind of sometimes wonder when they're going to shut down third shift where I work. I also wouldn't be too surprised if they told me that I still had to come in and clean the place I work, because that's just somewhere in the ballpark of my luck, I guess. But even my work life hasn't changed that much. I go in, the first hour and a half or 2 hours are busy, then it drops off until about 5:30 in the morning when my boss gets there and the morning people start coming in and buying their coffee or their donuts or whatever. I still have a really predictable shift. It's just less busy. That's about the only difference. But I mean, there definitely are things you can do in a quarantine. Lee Lemon, a friend of mine, has made a video two videos actually, talking about how to avoid cabin fever, which is something that a lot of people are succumbing to. People just going stir crazy, and they're doing stupid shits like having quarantine parties, which doesn't even make sense. If you're in quarantine, you're kind of supposed to not be surrounded by a bunch of other people. So I'm gonna link Lee's videos to help alleviate some of the cabin fever, because I mean, why rehash something that's already been done? You know, and she did a really good job at it. So, you know, I won't say too much about how to avoid cabin fever, but I mean, you see the things I got behind me, those things with paper pages and, all that. Read one of those. Shit, if you have, of course, everybody has a phone. What am I saying? Get on some audiobook site. I won't name any because I'm not sponsored. Yeah. Read a book. That book you've wanted to read for so long but just haven't had the time. You have the time now. Don't be. God, I can't remember who it is that said this. But I saw on Twitter someone said, I guess I can never use the phrase, if only I had the time I could do this, because they've got the time now and they're not doing whatever the thing. I think it might have been Kristen Bell. Wow, I get rambly without a script. Holy shit. If you've got a series on Netflix or a movie or on Hulu or something that you've wanted to watch it, clean your house. And I am basically doing what I said I wouldn't and going into, exactly how to avoid cabin fever. But I mean, there's so much shit you can do to avoid, losing your marbles. But you definitely don't want to sleep too much. You don't want to eat out of boredom. I've been doing that. I've picked up like 5 pounds already. That's not good. Unfortunately, no gyms are open. Well, unfortunately for me. Fortunately, they are closed, so they're not spreading the pandemic even further, because during the day, those things are packed. And I, I almost hate to bring up the economy, but restaurants and bars are really suffering. Like small businesses are really suffering because of this. So, I mean, if you've got a favorite spot to go to eat, a lot of places have been getting really creative. A couple of bars in my area have found a loophole in Mike DeWine's "you have to close your doors" thing, for the quarantine. They've found that they can open if they figure out a way to do pickup, and that's what they've done. Uh, my personal favorite bar and brewery to go to has done that. They will swap out your growlers, or one of those glass things. They'll give you a sanitized one to replace the one you gave them. They'll sanitize it, reuse it, and they'll sell you beer, which is awesome. In like restaurants, you can uh, order out, or order some food from them, pick it up later, or have it delivered. A lot of places that didn't deliver before are delivering now because it's one of two ways they can get business. So these smaller businesses have been getting creative out of necessity, and I don't know, if we don't support small businesses, they're gonna go away because they're not gonna get a bailout like big corporations will. And by the way, anyone curious, this is my favorite brewery. No, I did not wear the shirt intentionally. It just sort of happened. The shirt was literally on top of my laundry pile. Clean laundry, but I'm lazy and I haven't put it away yet. And the basket's half empty already. If that doesn't describe to you the profound depths of my laziness, I genuinely don't know what will, because all I do is put them up on hangers in my closet. Yeah, and I mean, in the state of Ohio, yeah, we're all under quarantine, but public parks have stayed open. You can go to a park and walk around. Just don't clump together in groups. Take your dog, walk your dog, or I don't know, maybe you take your cat on walks. It's a little weird, but hey, I'm not here to judge. But yeah, if I'm being honest, my life is not going to change too terribly much. It hasn't changed too terribly much, I should say. But I don't know. That's one of the things of being an essential worker, I guess. But I mean, if I'm considered essential in retail during a pandemic, shouldn't I be considered essential at all times and not get paid a dog shit wage while the corporation I work for earns record-breaking billions of dollars? Huh? Oh, and one more thing that I probably should have said from the jump of the video. Don't hoard fucking toilet paper. What is wrong with people? Why did people do that? I mean, I tried to be charitable at the start when people were panic buying. I figured, oh, they're probably afraid they're going to go on quarantine and be stuck indoors for months and run out of toilet paper. Then someone told me, no, people are actually trying to make masks out of toilet paper, which doesn't make sense because toilet paper isn't going to stop. I'm going to stop trying to overanalyze it. It's not good for the health. Yeah, I know this one's been really ranty, ravey, rambly compared to my others, and that's only because I don't have a script in front of me. I mean, there's really no point at all to scripting this because it's just me talking about what life's been like under quarantine. But why don't the rest of you tell me what your quarantine's been like? How has your life changed? Has your life changed? What are you doing to help cope? Yeah, tell me down in the description below. Or make a video talking about it and link it. And I check comments in the YouTube studio pretty regularly, so if I see anything that's held for review, if it's because of a link, I'll more likely than not go ahead and let it through, and that way people can click on it. Who knows, maybe some people out there can get a little bit of channel growth out of it. That'll do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, please leave it a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already for whatever reason that I can't possibly fathom. If you feel so inclined, consider supporting me over on Patreon, where I've actually recently added a couple of one tier. I've got the baseline dollar tier that gives you access to monthly patron-only live streams. I also added a $5 tier, which gives you the access to patron live stream. Wow, I can't speak. Patron-only live streams, as well as early access to upcoming videos. So the videos I upload for Monday morning, you will get Saturday morning instead. So you get 2-day early access to upcoming videos if you send me $5 on Patreon. Wow, I sound really whorish right now. But yeah, or I don't know, maybe you don't feel like supporting me on Patreon. Maybe you just want to do a one-time only thing and send me something from my Amazon wish list. You know what? Every little bit helps and every little bit is greatly appreciated. So, yeah. And, also don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I mean, I don't do too much there because, let's face it, Twitter's kind of a dumpster fire and I don't like to spend a whole hell of a lot of time there. But all the same, I do post stuff on Twitter, and if you want to have an opportunity to talk to me, join my Discord server where you will, actually have a chance to talk to yours truly. So, yeah, with that, Take it easy, everyone, and I'll see you all in the next one.